Nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. And Jalal Unleashed, time is now. All right, let me tell you about the moment that things changed for me. I just spent 4 days with Tony Robbins at an event. It was mind blowing. But this isn't about Tony Robbins. This is about realizing when you are ready. And I mean ready to stop worrying about what others think of you, stop letting others define you, waiting for people to give you permission to be who you are, do what you need to do. Stop waiting. That's what this is about. I went to this seminar to figure out if I'm on the right path and what unleashing myself would look like. And I walked in there thinking, part of me walked in there thinking I needed to be fixed. But when I walked out, I realized I was never broken. I just had to be ready to unleash myself, unleash my gifts, unleash my talents. There were so many things that I took away from this event on some level, or trying to figure out how to unleash the power that is within us. We all know that we could be doing more, being more, and it's experiencing more of the world, but we haven't figured out how to unleash it in us. And that was mind blowing to me to see so many people and to hear so many different stories, but they were all pretty much the same stories. We're all trying to unleash it. That was the first major takeaway. The second one for me was the life you are living right now is based off of one thing. It's the stories that you created about who you are, what you will accept, what you will do, what you won't do, who you'll listen to, all of it. It's just stories. And some of us have been going through life replaying the same story over and over and over again, and we're stuck. It's like you already know what's going to happen today. You already know how you're going to respond to this event or that event or whatever this is. You already know because you've been playing this story in your head. And our stories are what keep us trapped. There are limiting the beliefs. So somebody told you a long time ago that you was ugly, and you might have been 10 years old, but you have taken that story with you, and you're 30 years old now, and you're still carrying that story around and operating in a way to where you don't have to put yourself out there because you're still operating from the frame that you're ugly. And I remember when I was growing up, I had really crooked teeth. And growing up, I thought that I was worthy of love because of how I looked. And I carried that limiting belief that I was not worthy of love all the way up until I went to this event. That was the limiting belief, that the story that I was telling myself, that I was not worthy of love. And it's even weird to say it now because I know it's not true. But that is a story I was telling myself. And see, when we tell ourselves these stories, then we put ourselves in situations to play out those stories. And so I can look at different places and pieces in my life and see how I was playing out the story of me not being lovable, me not being worthy of love, me trying to make sure I lived out that story that I have been telling myself. Until this event, I didn't know how to stop. And then we went through a process that, it was kind of funny. It was crazy. It was different, but I felt that come off me. So right now you have a story that you're telling yourself about you that's keeping you stuck. On this channel, I'm going to help you get to the bottom of that story so you can stop telling yourself that story and see what's on the other side of that story. The third thing is that I learned is everything is happening for you, not to you. And you can live in a beautiful state regardless of what is going on right now in your life. And I know you're like, man, how can I live in a beautiful state regardless? I got this going on. I got that going on. Yes. But if you can just trust that it's happening for you, you can move the situation with peace, with joy, because you know that whatever you're going through is only going to strengthen you for the next season, for the next thing you got to go through, for the next step. It's almost like a video game. When you're playing a video game, you start off on the easy level. And then the next thing you do is you have to beat the boss at that level, whatever that looks like, right? And then once you pass the boss on that level, you go to the next level. Now you're enjoying the game while you're playing it, or else you wouldn't be playing it. And life is pretty much just like that game. You're going to have to go through these levels to reach where you need to be. The beauty is you get to choose whether you enjoy it. I know it's a frame breaker because that's not how we generally think about stuff. But if you take it as everything is happening for you, not to you, then it makes it a lot easier to manage the things that you go through. Because if you cannot look at things in a certain way, you'll think everything is meant to destroy you. Some things are just meant for you to learn the lesson. And I had to learn this the hard way. And I'm still like certain things, I'll be like, why me? But then I think about it, what if this is going to make me stronger for the next thing? It's almost like that quote that Steve Jobs got. You can never connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking back. And I'm sure right now, if you think about it, there's some moment in time in your life where you went through some crap and you didn't know how it was. I mean, you couldn't see the silver lining in it. But once you went through it and you look back, you're like, I had to go through that to make it. Oh, okay. Like for me, one of the things is I done went through 3-4 different iterations of a YouTube channel. This is the first time in almost a year I'm starting from zero. But I had to go through all those other iterations of channels to figure out the right one for me. This is the channel. This is the journey. This is it. That's all I know. And if you look on the channel, you'll see that I chose a honey badger as the logo. And the reason being is everybody always talking about the lion and chasing the gazelle and the elephant. And the honey badger is, to me, is the underdog. The honey badger is he's not big, but he is fearless. Goes up against, bigger animals all the time. He has no fear. He's taking on whatever. That's how I see you. We're unleashing everything that is inside of us. And we're learning about ourselves in the process. And we're growing. We're becoming. We're doing all of that. To me, that's honey badger energy, baby. Let everybody else have the lions and bears. We ain't elephants. We honey badgers, So this channel, I wrote this down and I said it to myself and I was like, man, that's good. I got to write this down. And so I'm going to say it to you like this. I'm here because I want to help you unleash you, because there's something in you that needs to come out. And the only way it can come out is if we change the stories that you are telling yourself. And I'm going on this journey myself. And that was one of the things too. I'm going on this journey myself. I'm unleashing me by showing up for you. That is, how I unleash me, because I've had this in me and it was time for it to come out. And we always think that we're not qualified to help people, or we're not this, or we're not that. But the truth is, we are all gifted and talented in some area, and it is our job to share our gifts. And that is what I am doing. Now, what you're going to get on this channel, what are you going to get? You're not going to get a bunch of theory. I'm not going to give you anything fake. I'm giving you, unfiltered transformation. The transformation I'm going through myself, what I'm learning, the tools that I'm using, all of that. I'm giving it to you on this channel. And this channel isn't about just me. It's about something bigger than me. It's about unleashing who you were truly meant to be. It's about finding the courage to step into your authentic self. It's about leading the life you were called to lead. Not I was called to lead, not the one your mother said, your daddy said. It's about taking the journey of self-discovery, building from your innate strength. All of us have a strength in us, but too many of us let our fears run our life and not our strengths. It's about breaking free from the stories that are holding you back. This isn't about just success. It's about transformation, about becoming unleashed and being unapologetically you, because you are necessary. You do matter. And it's time for you to step up and step in to who you were meant to be. And if you're ready, this is the channel for you. Type in the comments that you're ready. You're ready to unleash you to you. Because until you're ready, you watching this YouTube video or you listen to podcasts, not going to do nothing for you until you are ready to unleash you to you.